Welcome to Cigar Nerd Podcast. I'm your host, Smokin' Joe.
I'm Brad Jackson.
Vapin' Brad.
Vapin' Brad. Got the vaporizer.
Well, I'm going to space during this podcast because I'm smoking the Johnny Tobaconaught by Room 101.
That cigar just sounds out of this world.
It's got some interesting, I like the band. It's basically like a little astronaut with a shovel.
So you feel like an astronaut in the ocean?
And a backpack full of tobacco leaves. So I guess he's like an astronaut in the farmland, making that space tobacco. But this has out of this world taste, but Nicaraguan binders, fillers, and an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper. So it is a little bit lighter than what I normally smoke, but a decent amount of flavor for a lighter wrapped cigar. So I don't normally go for the light things because most of them just taste like I'm smoking air, but this one actually has some flavor to it, which ain't bad. We'll
kind of reminds me of like the CAO session. That was one that didn't pack a lot of punch, but it just had good flavor, a nice
something you could have a couple of in a day during a session, I guess, without overpowering it. I'm working on a little coffee because I was up watching weird movies and drinking bourbon last night, so I need a little caffeine to get me going this morning.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like I'm launching my DJ career, and you're like, yeah, dude, I'm just back here hammering out movies, and I'm like, holy crap. Like, where's it? We have so little time for all the things that we do.
we got space for activities, but no time. Well, I got time now, but
I got no space.
So this week we're talking about Happy Gilmore 2. the sequel we never thought we would ever get or wanted, and somehow it has returned. And if you've got to play extreme golf, you should call in the Strikeforce. StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use your promo code cigarnerds for 20% off your order. You don't want to drink that, what was it, the freaking energy drink and that gave you a extreme halitosis.
Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, it was, all the Maxi players
it was
were...
like Maxi 2 energy or whatever. Yeah, don't do that. Get you some Strikeforce. Use your promo code cigarnerds for 20% off your order. And we'll be right back with the main show. And welcome back. It's time to tee off on Happy Gilmore 2. Before we get into like the spoilers of it all, I gotta say, one thing I enjoyed about this movie is it's been a long time since we've gotten a Adam Sandler like legitimate comedy. Like, he's done like a bunch of more serious roles lately, and it's like maybe 50 First Dates or something. There's like several, like, it's been a while since I've seen like a real Adam Sandler comedy out there. Like I said, he's like I'm a dramatic actor for a while, and it's like okay.
Well,
dude.
I gotta say, Sandler's one of those that his movies are always real hit or miss for me. There's stuff like Little Nicky and things like that are kind of timeless that I've enjoyed that he's did. But, Happy Gilmore, like, even though I was never going to aspire to... I know shit about golf outside of, try to get the little ball in the little hole that's really far away. Like
I do putts, that's about it.
My foray into golf was going to a driving range, and about my... I don't know, 10th or 11th, drive, I managed to shatter the head off the golf club, and we're under a metal awning thing, so the head hits the ceiling, about takes out the person beside me, and the guy's got, like, AirPods in and shit like that, and obviously that shit's turned loud as fuck because... Like, he's oblivious, and I'm like, dude, you just came into 6 inches, like, getting whacked in the head by this fucking driver.
Yeah, I've never played, like, a real game of golf. I've done... I used to love putt-putt. Every time I'd go on, like, to Gatlinburg for vacation, I'd, like, play a bunch of putt-putt. We did one company outing at a Top Golf, so I was like, but yeah, I could hit it hard, but I had like no control over
Exactly.
where it went when I hit it.
And I'm not even sure I hit it hard. I was like, oh, I hit almost 200 yards. Is that good? That doesn't sound good.
No, you got to do that 400-yard drive. You got to get the Happy Gilmore whack.
But, you know, at the same time, it would always be, yep, that ball's way left, way right, or just shanked or something. Like, just not, you know, maybe because there really wasn't access to golf clubs and stuff when I was growing up. But I always heard, it's a rich person sport, and I never considered myself a rich person, so it was not something that I thought I would dabble in.
Yeah, and then you got, it's usually like the rich business dudes in there, but then you got guys like John Daly, who we'll talk about shortly, who's just like, I'm gonna drink vodka and smoke cigarettes on the golf course. So,
and I think that's the other part too. Like, I know people that have gone and they're like, yeah, we just drink and smoke cigars, and if we play a little golf, great, and I'm like, then why not just go to a cigar shop?
I forgot who it was. It might have been what the hell's that old Southern writer? Clemens, Mark Twain. I think it was Mark Twain said, golf is a really nice walk in the country ruined by a sport. Because like, you ever golf course you see, I'm like, oh, this is like really pretty, but it's like, then you got to play golf.
Yeah, I don't, So much respect for the people that do play golf, though, because that's not.
Yeah, I've gotten like no.
Like the whole technique and everything just isn't a natural thing.
Yeah, how you aim that and hit your ball where you intend to hit it. I'm like, I've got no concept of how that shit works. And to like kind of circle back, the first movie, I felt like it was generic enough that if you did not follow golf, you could still follow what was going on in the movie. Where the only downside of this second movie is it's heavy on the golf references. So there's like, there's a whole there. If I knew golf, I would probably have known like all the cameos, but there's like a ton of like inside like golf, and like famous golfers in this movie that I'm like, I don't know who the fuck these people are.
Yeah, I mean, but that didn't take away, like, it wasn't like, oh,
it was still
we're
funny,
hit
but
you.
I think if you know golf, it would be funnier. There's definitely jokes that you have to have a little bit of knowledge of golf to understand,
I guess,
or know who like some of these people are.
But you know what this film did remind me of? Like, how much more of this we actually need. Like, and I'm like,
yeah, comedy's kind of been in the woke era. People have been afraid to like make comedies in the last several years, but
and there wasn't like anything, earth-shattering or ground-breaking. But I was like, yeah, this is just, sort of a wholesome story with some comedy sprinkled in, and not a whole bunch of agendas just constantly shoved down your throat. Like, it's not trying to be,
Yeah.
I feel like everything now.
It wasn't
has
like a
to be like an activist, type thing, and I'm like, that comedy doesn't land with me a lot of times.
No, it was like,
it's like I
super. It wasn't like a super R-rated comedy, but it was still like a comedy-ass comedy. There was like no, lessons or they weren't afraid to tell, jokes that were a little bit weird or whatnot. It's like, oh yeah, maybe we're finally back to like legitimate comedy now instead of. Well, we can't make fun of anything because it'll offend somebody.
I'm offended that you're offended.
Yeah, I was offended once. So yeah, and another like before we get into like the actual, so many. This is like kind of a love letter to old school Adam Sandler stuff, because literally he got back most of the original cast, and the people that have since passed, because the first movie came out in 96, he had characters playing like their sons or something like that. So it's like he included like everyone that he pretty much had worked, every freaking guy who's been in an Adam Sandler movie in the last 30 years at least has some kind of cameo in this movie, or a descendant of him, because unfortunately we lost Carl Weathers, and Adam Sandler said he was supposed to be back in this movie, which he died in the first one, so I'm assuming it was going to be some kind of like Jedi ghost type situation. But yeah, he's like, it's like fucking Carl was going to be a huge part of this movie, but they got Slim Perkins, which is his his supposed to be his son, and then you had the of course the guy that harassed him in the first movie that just kept calling him a jackass. We had Eminem playing his son, and even like the what the hell's the big tall guy that had the nail in his head, it was Jaws from the James Bond movies, that he's since passed, so they actually had his actual son make an appearance in this movie, who looks, I mean, he's a skinnier version of his father, but he's still like a giant mofo.
Oh yeah.
And even the people that have passed, they had like pictures of him, or flashbacks from the original movie, and it's like he brought back so much of that original film for this film. I thought it was kind of cool. It was very heavy on the nostalgia, and then a lot of the characters are like his kids and shit, like family members, or friends' family members. Like the girl playing his daughter is actually his daughter. I think the dance coach was either Sandler's wife or his sister. One of the, it might have been his sister. And the girl, when he the tattooed chick that was in rehab with him, that was his other daughter. So it's like there's so much like big family affair in this movie.
But I don't know, man. Like, it just, like you said, it was real heavy on the nostalgia, but at the same time, it felt fresh, compared to what we normally get nowadays.
A lot of either reboots or too late sequels that just doesn't capture the original feeling.
But I mean, I felt like this captured it and some, but...
Or even a lot of the original, I say that in air quotes, movies that I've seen recently, I'm like, oh no, this is just like the plot of another movie that... It's like Megan 2. I'm like, this is Terminator 2. The robot is now the good guy. It's the... or like, even hell, I love Top Gun Maverick, but I'm like, wait a minute. Halfway through it, I'm like, this is Star Wars. This is the Death Star run, except with like fucking F-18s. We got to hit an exhaust port that's only 2 meters wide.
But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Like when you originally like, oh, let's do a Sandler film, and I'm like, ugh. Like I said, it just always either it resonates with me or it doesn't, and this one did,
Well, it's like normally I have like a 6 months,
but then again, maybe I can relate better than I think,
because now you're an old golfer.
We got frisbee golf. We just have a lot more trees.
Yeah. Oh, but so yeah, the kind of plot of this movie is Happy Gilmore, after he won his first tournament, became like a professional golfer and won like 5 more championships, and was like actually like a successful golfer, until he accidentally hit his wife in the head with a golf ball and killed her, and he gave up golf and became an alcoholic and lost everything. So the whole thing, like, I'm trying to play golf to like win, my
technically,
grandma's house
I think
back.
It was him beating up the repo man. Might have been all right if not for the injuries that dude sustained.
Yeah, so he lost all his money to alcohol, and then he beat up a repo man who thinking it was a guy stealing his car, and lost the house because of and ended up having to move to the hood and rents out his garage to John Daly. Fucking and
for a man of so few lines, like I don't know, it was just hilarious to me.
John Daly was legitimately funny in this movie. I was like, oh shit, like I didn't know John Daly could act. I mean, he's just basically playing a bigger dirtbag version of himself, who's already kind of a dirtbag, but in a good way. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, just like he's like, all right, John Daly. We just want you to play John Daly. Just make it a little more extreme than your normal.
Or
John
maybe this really was John
or they
Daly.
told him to tone it down. You never know with John Daly. I mean, I know nothing about golf, but I knew who John Daly was. I mean, it was enough of a. I'm like, he's famous enough for being like, crazy dude. And I'm like, I didn't even. And poor John Daly. He's lost his home. Because if you're a Atlanta native, every year the Masters are played in Augusta. There is a Hooters across the road from the golf course. That's where John Daly lives when he's in Atlanta playing the Masters. He literally brings a motorhome, sets it up in the Hooters parking lot, and he spends a week at Hooters during that freaking golf tournament. But it's closed now, so I don't know where John's going to stay this year.
I don't like their food enough to be able to do that for an entire week. Like, it was bad enough, like, we would make the yearly trek at Dragon Con, but I'm like... Like the Hooters
on a random Tuesday, I wouldn't be like, hey, there's a Hooters 2 towns over. I'm like, yeah, I would not want to like go down there on just like a random Tuesday, but for some reason it was part of Dragon Con tradition that like, hey, we got to go to Hooters while we're here.
Because for there to be so many options, your options are kind of varied depending on the time.
Yeah, or the length of the line.
Which even then was extreme.
Yeah. It's going to bring me up a bunch of MREs. And
you have fun with that. I know where the food court is.
Being like just sitting on the like side of Peachtree Street with a fold-out camping grill cooking.
I got one of the old school green propane grills, I'd probably get shut down real quick, though.
Last time I went, I found these self-heating camping meals at Academy. You basically just like pour some water in it, and it like heats itself up and shit. And it's like I took that to when I was taking a class, and I was going to be out at the gun range all day, where there was no option to go somewhere for lunch. I bought these little. And they were actually, I got like a chili or something like that. But yeah, it was like a little self-heating thing. You just add water and it cooks itself, and it's like, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I don't know, It's always funny. It's like, man, we're going to con. We gotta, prep and everything. Like there is no food. Like you're going to, somewhere famished. And it's like, no, we have all these options. It's just.
No, we just gotta work on our cardio. We gotta do a lot of walking this year.
Well, I keep trying to pressure you into going walking with me, but we'll see. Maybe one day you'll want to go.
We're gonna go throw things in the woods.
Probably be fishing shit out of the river more than likely.
You got your Happy Gilmore frisbee toss version.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
Can I bring my throwing stars? I'll just use throwing stars instead of discs.
That'll work. That's another thing that requires a lot of technique.
God, that reminds me. There's an old action movie in the 80s. I don't even remember what it was called. That was like one of the things that they killed people with. It was basically like your old school like plastic frisbee, but they'd glued razor blades to the edge of it and was using that to like kill people with the murder frisbee.
I mean, I guess as long as you leave a spot to grip the thing, otherwise that release on the end's gonna
gonna like
ow, that hurts.
You're gonna have to wear one of those like cut-proof gloves to throw it.
Maybe that's what they did. Maybe that was their version of chainmail.
I saw.
Speaking of the 80s, man, like that was always a big thing. Like I thought throwing stars were going to be so much more widely available and used in day-to-day life, as well as quicksand.
Yeah,
like
every movie in the 80s, people were always you walking in the woods, you're gonna run into quicksand. There's a lot of gators on golf courses in these movies, apparently. And then again, a lot of if it's Florida, yeah, pretty much you see a random body of water. There's probably a gator in there.
Just walks by, slaps it. Get back in your hole.
So yeah, after the first movie, Adam married Virginia and had 5 kids, and became a successful golfer. But then tragedy struck on Mother's Day when he whacked his wife with a golf ball. And I like how they kind of even made fun of some of the he's trying to go to his happy place, and it's like, his, in the first movie it was her in like trashy lingerie with like 2 pitchers of beer and a little person on a tricycle, and like he goes there and his wife shows up to talk to him, and she's like, "Oh my God, this was your happy place? Like just me and some like trashy lingerie?" And he's like, "Hey, you still look good. You look the same." She's like, and instead of this time it was what's his name? Rob Schneider was the guy on the tricycle. You can do it. Oh, and I like the more adult happy place. So like when he's like when he tries to get back to golfing, he's like, let me try to get back to my happy place, and he's like, oh wait a minute, I don't drink beer now. I need a new happy place, and it's just him on the toilet watching like animal videos on TikTok or whatnot. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that is the adult happy place. Just a moment to myself in the bathroom to like poop and watch videos. Don't have kids or responsibilities talking to me. I'm just here in my bathroom watching
just doom scrolling.
I'm like, yeah, I guess that is the whatever 50-year-old, 60-year-old Adam Sandler is at this point happy place. It gets much simpler as you get older. Back in the day, we needed strippers and beer. Now it's like, just doom scroll and no one bother me for an hour.
Damn, you get a whole hour?
Even that's not habit because like fucking for some reason cats like I have a cat that's like, you can't poop alone. You going to go poop? I need to come guard you, and I'm going to crawl into your pants while they're around your ankles and sit here while you do your business. And I'm like, dude, I can poop alone. I don't need your help. No, you need my help. I'm going to sit right here.
I got to watch your back.
Yeah.
I guess there is a hierarchy to cats, right?
I guess.
I mean, are they... I don't know. I've never really had cats. Like,
yeah, cats.
Not multiple cats anyway. Like,
cats will not let you poop alone. They're like, you watch me poop and I'm in my litter box, so I'm gonna come return the favor when you go to poop.
I did have a cat that was notorious. Like, it loved water. It did not know how to cat. Like, you could legit fill the bathtub up with water and hop in and do its little cat,
Speaking of Dragon Cons and drinking, how'd you like the running gag of like everything he owns is a flask?
Yes. It's like I was wondering where that remote went.
Why don't the remote work? Oh, that's a flask.
Then
it's like his golf. He's like, yeah.
But
he has a relapse. And he's like, you want a shot from my 3-wood?
It's like, I love the running gag of the hand sanitizer though.
Yeah, friggin' John Daly like tries to drink. Oh, this tastes terrible. Oh no, that one actually is hand sanitizer. That's not. And then later on in the movie, he's like, yeah, just used to it. Just taking squirts of hand sanitizer. And they treat him like a pet. Like he goes out, he's like, all right, I'm going on tour. Don't forget to feed John Daly. And don't let him sleep in my bed. He's like their dog.
3 meals a day for John Daly.
I saw him on he was on Drinking Bros one time. They were at like a military charity golf event. And they basically set up their table at one of the holes. So all the celebrities, when they came by to play that hole, they'd come over and do like a quick interview. John Daly walks up with like a big styrofoam cup that's like just full of vodka. Not even like a mixed drink. It's just vodka. And they're like, dude, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. He's like, it's a charity event. I don't have to play sober.
Stuff like that makes me think that I could foray into golf.
Maybe that's why we're so bad at golf. We're not drunk enough. It's like pool. I can't play pool straight. I got to have a couple drinks in me before, like, my pool starts working right. So maybe it's the same with golf. Once I get drunk, I can start seeing all the angles and shit. It's like that meme where you're just the math floating in the air. It's like I get enough drinks in me. I'm like, oh yeah, I can ricochet it off of that tree over into the.
Well, we'll put that to test today. There will be lots of trees.
Or we can just do like shout out to our boys, the King of Camo and their YouTube channel. They went and played golf with a ballistic golf ball launcher. So yeah, they had a Strike Industries golf ball launcher that fits on the end of an AR, and you just use blanks, and that was their driver, and for that was their, like, I guess their one wood, and then for shorter shots they attached the golf ball launcher to a pistol, and was for shorter shots. It was so yeah, that was their whole bag, an AR and a pistol and a putter, because they didn't have anything that could work for putting. So yeah, they played a whole round, like a 3-4 hole round of golf with guns the other day. It was pretty fun. Like, now that kind of golf I could get into.
Kind of feel like for putting, if you could modify like an air rifle,
a 22 blank instead of a 9mm blank, that might.
What? I don't know if a 22 would still be. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much of a finesse shot you need, or if it's uphill. Like, there's a lot to consider, I suppose.
Well, I've seen guys play, like, just kind of like a fun game where it's like a one stick golf. Like, you don't get a whole bag. You get like one club, and that's all you get for the entire game. So you got to make it work. You might get like one driver, whatever you want, and like a putter, and that's your entire. That's all you're allowed to use for that game.
Yeah. I don't know. Based on my record, that one driver would be history. It's what
You always got to bring up a spare for when you get pissed off and you chunk it into the lake, or.
I don't know. I feel like this had to be defective. Like, obviously I was at the driving, so I just rented whatever they had, and maybe it already had a defect or anything, because I'm pretty sure the head of this club isn't supposed to shatter.
Well, also, I'm pretty sure you got to get them, like, if you go out and buy a set of clubs, they, like, measure your arms and shit and get, like, the correct length to your body and whatnot.
That's such.
I worked at a sporting goods place for a little while, and it appeared there was a science to picking out your clubs that I was unfamiliar with. I worked in the gun section. He's like, y'all want a Glock to fit your. I'm your man, but if you want a golf club, you got to go talk to those nerds over there. I don't understand any of that shit.
It's all relative. It's angles and shit.
It's fucking. Goddamn! I told my math teacher I never need math. Now I gotta calculate trajectory and and velocity and fuck. There's math.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I found this thing I'm really passionate about. All of a sudden, I have a new appreciation for this thing I used to not like.
Damn it, ballistics. There's math. I gotta know what my holdover is at 100 yards.
Is that enough distance?
Depends on where you zero.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you're zeroed at 50, you're gonna be about an inch high at 100 yards. I think that's because like 50 and I may be off. I have to check my note. But yeah, it's like
hold on, I gotta get my ballistics calculator.
Guns travel at an arc, so if you zero at 50, you're also zeroed at like 200.
I think it's 25 and 100.
Nah, 25 and like 300.
Oh, okay.
If you're zero at 100, then you're like, that's like the top of your arc. So you'll be low below 100 and high, or low below 100 and low after 100, and you have to adjust. But yeah, if you zero at 50, you're also zeroed at 200. So you'll be a little high at 100, and anything below 50, you'll be a little low. So you have to adjust your holdovers.
Makes sense.
Oh.
I don't necessarily care about hitting the bullseye. I'm just like, yes, I hit it. I hit still. It made a noise. I did a thing. It wasn't just a poof of dirt.
It's like I at least hit a human-sized target. I'm on paper. That's good. Oh. Yeah, and we got I didn't realize his because once again, first time around, he forgot that he needed to hire a caddy. So he just grabbed some homeless guy out of the parking lot and made him his caddy. This time around, he sees a waiter get fired at the club, the whatever championship members club, who's the douchebag waiter that picks on him is actually like Travis Kelce. There's like so many freaking random like cameos in this movie, but the little waiter that he then makes his caddy, that's freaking Bad Bunny. Like I did not even realize that was like, I'm like, I've heard of Bad Bunny, but I don't necessarily listen to his music. And I'm like, but when I'm like going through like, you know, my notes on the shit, I'm like, that was Bad Bunny. Okay, he's pretty funny.
Well, I mean, you even had like Post Malone, you know, as one of the announcers, and
yeah, as DJ Omar Garsh. Yeah, it's been like 30 minutes. We've barely even talked about this movie. We've gone some serious tangents. So we talked about.
I think that's why we decided to do a podcast to begin with.
Yeah,
so we could talk about randomness, and as long as we sort of.
We circle back at some point and stick the landing.
I mean, you know, if you don't want to go on tangents, and Adam Sandler becomes the Happy Gilmore we know and love.
Yeah, so
spoiler.
his daughter gets accepted to some French ballet school, and he's like, I got to come up with $300,000 so I've got to get back into golf. And yeah, so I just have to win like one tournament, but then he starts drinking again.
Well, I mean, he did try some other avenues. They just didn't quite pan out for him.
OnlyFans?
I don't remember what he did outside of but he didn't go to golf. He was working in the produce department.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, but yeah.
I worked in a produce department.
You're never gonna make $300,000 in a.
I'm almost Adam
months.
Sandler's age. I'm gonna be Happy Gilmore 3.
So he goes on a whole training montage, which was pretty cool to get his golf game back, and competes in one tournament. He's like, I don't even have to win. I just gotta like make enough money. But then he gets drunk as shit, and because he aces the first day of the tournament, and the second day he's like, oh, this is like the day my wife died. So he goes.
Yeah,
back
they
to
keep
drinking.
making it a point to bring up Mother's Day.
Yeah, and he just kind of loses his shit, and it's like, all right, you won like $500,000. So they're like, oh, but they fined you for bad behavior like 500, and he's like, so I lost like 14 grand. Fuck.
It's like, no, well, technically 4.
John Daly can't do math apparently. That's like the other running joke. But yeah, when he's trying to get his golf game back, he ends up drunk driving a golf cart, running over some people. So he ends up in forced rehab, which is run by Ben Stiller's character from the first movie, who was the asshole at the old folks home. Now he's like the asshole running the AA group, and basically just using it as like slave labor. And he's like, the only way you're gonna stay sober is come wash my car on Saturday.
And then we're gonna have a gutter cleaning party.
Yeah,
that sounds like a great time, by the way.
A gutter cleaning party.
Yeah,
you gonna start your own rehab group? I mean, that's pretty much what Mr. Miyagi was doing when he was like, he's got a lot of yard work I want done. I'm gonna tell this kid that I'm gonna teach him karate, but by painting my fence and sanding my
waxing
deck.
my car.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought it full circle though. Hal never brought it full circle.
No.
They just eventually figured out he was the piece of shit that.
Yeah, it was using everybody. And then you had Shooter McGavin, who has been in an insane asylum since the first movie. And I like that because I totally expect. All right, to back it up a little bit, some douchebag guy who runs an energy drink company has decided to make an alternative golf league, the Maxi Extreme Golf League, where it's like,
Remember when they tried to do that with the NFL?
yeah, the XFL and all that. Yeah, and that also kind of failed too. Because when that like run by like the WWE is like there's like
I think so.
a wrestling. So yeah, basically they first offer that job to like Happy Gilmore, and he tells him to fuck off. So then they go get arrange for Shooter to get out of his insane asylum. But when they actually show him what the whole thing is, they're like, we figured out a way that if you clip this certain tendon in your back, it makes you more flexible so you can hit like Happy Gilmore. So we're basically making this whole team of genetically superior golfers, and shows him like their extreme golf course, and he's like, fuck no, like I'm a traditional golfer. This is like, as much as I hate Happy Gilmore, this is all bullshit. Like, fuck you guys. And he actually goes back to, like most male friendships, sometimes you start off by kicking each other's ass, and then you're like, all right, we're buddies now. And he's like,
hey, we have a common enemy. We can be friends now.
And even like coaches Gilmore's team, because they basically come up with, the PGA is like, all right, we're going to take our 5 best guys and challenge their 5 best guys, and if we can beat them literally playing at their own game, then we'll prove that traditional golf is better. And of course, like Happy finishes, he's like 6th instead of 5th, but it turns out the guy who won the tournament was secretly one of the Maxi League guys, so he left. We're like, oh, well, there's a extra spot on the team now, so now Happy can join. And then he goes to so they got Shooter coaching the Happy and the 4 other like actual real golfers, and they go get Chib's son, who's also working at a putt course, to teach him the art of putting, and who also is missing a hand. And he's like, did you lose that by a gator as well? No, vending machine accident. My Snickers got stuck, and I had to reach up there and get it, and I lost my hand trying to get my Twinkies or whatever it was out of the vending machine.
As technology has evolved, they've yet to figure out how to solve that dilemma of shit getting stuck in a vending machine.
At least it didn't Final Destination Bloodlines with the fucking screw like comes out of the machine and drills into somebody's head. They got those fancy. Remember those like fancy Coke machines for a while that had like the little robotic arm that would go up, and I haven't seen one of those in a while.
There's some at Central Park that still have the. Well, it's not really the arm; it's more so the elevator on conveyors. But
yeah, a little cup thing that kind of
When
instead
that
of the old
works.
school, they're like, hey, we figured out a way not to like shake up your fucking drink when you get it by dropping it 6 foot.
Boom.
Yeah.
Well, here it is.
Yeah, back in the day, it's like you drink just fell 6 foot, and then you had to.
Did you ever have one? I had one time actually bust from falling. Sprung a leak, and I was just like, I just fucking left it in the thing. I was like, that's gonna be a mess for somebody. I'm not dealing with this.
That's kind of how I met my friend Mike. Like the first time I met him, that fucker was like shoulder deep in a Coke machine stealing drinks at the high school or the middle school. There was one drink machine on campus that didn't have the little safety bar. So like that dude, like every day he would like go steal drinks out of the vending machine and then sell them for half price. He was like a little businessman back in the day.
I mean, dude, you had to have like that's a crazy thing. Middle school and high school is a lot like, fucking prison in a lot of ways. Like everybody's got their side hustles.
You want to pay 50 cents for a Coke? I'll sell it to you for a quarter. He got so bad. He actually, there was one of like the snack vending machines that also didn't have the little safety bar. But they always put the cheaper stuff on the bottom and the expensive stuff on top where you couldn't reach it. He broke the leg off a tripod, and he used to like stick the tripod in there and then extend it so he could get the shit off the top shelf.
Every entourage or group always needs a small, wiry person.
Oh. So, yeah, what did you think of the Maxi Golf?
At first, I didn't really. I was like, "What's the extreme of it all?" But then once they unveiled the course and I'm like, "All right." So they introduced golf and Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like a 5-hole game, and like one hole was like
7.
It
was 7, right?
I think it was each golfer. Yeah, it was just I don't know if yeah, because that was the one thing. It was like he's like instead of 18 holes, we're gonna have like a shot timer and make it faster. We're only gonna do like 7 holes, but for the actual tournament, it was like 5 holes. Like each golfer had
their signature hole or something.
Yeah, pretty much, and it was kind of reminding like American Gladiators, where like all the golfers had like extreme names. We got 8 Ball and Fury and like the one that the chick golfer was what's her name? She's like an actual wrestler in real life.
I mean, the only one of that would be like, I'm good with chainsaws. Like, if you could give me a sport where I can
the
play
one
with
got chainsaw.
Yeah,
and they kept. It's like I'm 8 Ball. Like, dude, you're my neighbor. Your name's like Edward. It's like, no, it's 8 Ball now. No, it's like whatever his like real name.
Calm down, Stan.
And I do like the joke because one of the 5 regular golfers that were competing was Scheffler, and Scheffler recently like got arrested for I think he got like pulled over on the way to a game and got like fought a cop or something. I forgot what but they even made fun of like his kind of like getting arrested because like literally when he gets to the first hole, he's like just immediately because he had previously asked Happy about like, hey, how do you do like the golf fighting thing? So, oh yeah, you just pull his shirt over your head and you. So like as soon as like he's like the first up to compete, instead of competing, he just immediately does the hockey thing and knocks the dude out and they're like, all right, cool. Well, you are disqualified. And
well, speaking of, I don't know how we didn't bring this up sooner. Did you see the video of they're in Canada and like one of the NHL hockey players is on a golf course and somebody tries to like fucking pick a fight with him. No. And yeah, I'll show you the video after this wraps up. But I'm like, if that's not the most Happy Gilmore thing ever, and like this drunk dude just fucking you don't go toe to toe with a fucking professional hockey player.
And it's funny too because like Scotty Scheffler is like so nice in the movie, and it keeps cutting to him like in the jail after he got arrested, and he's running the place. They're like, why are we watching this fucking golf? He's like, don't change him. Sorry, Miss Scheffler. It's like he's like running the freaking, and like later on, like even after the movie, they're like, Scotty, it's only like you were arrested for disorderly conduct. It's like $100. You want to bond out? He's like, I don't know. What's for dinner tonight? Like not
chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders. He's like, nah, I'll stay one more night. So fucking, he's like just comfortable in jail at this point.
That was the day back in institutionalized school. Fucking Fridays. Chicken tender day. You could get pizza every day of the week, but
we got the nuggies with no dipping. You got honey. You didn't have barbecue sauce. Some chicken tendies and some honey.
I felt like I know we had ketchup. I think your options were very limited. Not big on condiments, unless you went the salad route, And then you got like ranch and Thousand Island.
And then we had the ice, the frozen course.
Oh yeah,
where whatever the I can't remember which golfer was playing that hand, but he ended up falling and hurting his arm. So Shooter got to jump back in and like actually compete, and he won that round.
In some ways, that could be a fun course, like especially that like I didn't realize the green was on a platform, and like that was definitely some American Gladiator type shit. Yeah,
and and then like the one round that Adam had to his turn. It's like 1,000 yard, to the green. It's like, and he'd fucking he had that moment with Slim, and he's like, you gotta find your happy place again or whatever. You gotta let the anger go, man. And he's like, I think I'm gonna have to use the anger one more time. He's like, get pissed off.
I liked where he gave his little his speech on. Well, I just use my rage. I don't. They're like, did you get snipped? Like, no, I didn't get snipped. I'm just angry.
So he's like, yeah, he's like, I gotta use the rage one more time. And then you get to the green, and it's like the fucking green's on like a platform, and then it turns out and the sand traps were like 6 foot deep. You're like trying to get out of a hole. But yeah, they got the whole like.
But I feel like that putt kind of prepares you for.
Yeah.
Because you're
the extreme shots.
In some regards, I don't know. But I also kind of felt like that was gimmicky, where it's like, well, if you're gonna have this thing on a raised platform that can, fucking pivot and stuff, like, can't be. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come over here and stand and hold it for you. Like,
there's got to be some. I mean, yeah.
And it needed to be surrounded by a moat with alligators or something.
Yeah, but it's like, all right, I got to get my caddy to stand on the other side and keep it balanced. And they're like, well, now we're just gonna spin it. He's like, shit, I got the wrong club. Throw me the putter. And they're spinning, so they throw it, and it just comes right back to him. Wait a minute, I still got the same thing. So now we're gonna throw it up and catch.
But I do like the, his list of demands. I get your royals. I get, my grandmother's house, and
yeah, he's like, if you win this, I'll shut down the league. If you lose, you got to come work for me. He's like, all right. Also, you're gonna pay for my daughter's school. You're gonna buy my grandma's house back, and I get your fucking Rolls Royce.
And hey, what kind of restaurant do you want?
Yeah.
We're gonna be a Mexican, Cuban, Italian, Japanese.
He's like, yeah, and Oscar gets a restaurant. All right, done. And then like the post credits is like, fucking the whole league collapses. It turns out his freaking energy drink gives everybody halitosis and rots your teeth, and he ends up running away because he's about to get locked up for using fucked up chemicals or whatnot.
It's almost like real energy drinks. Dun dun dun.
And all the like extreme golfers when they twist like all the way around to make it's like oh, that just kind of just grosses me out. The human body should not move like that. And I like the guy how they discovered it. It was like, yeah, this guy, he couldn't putt for shit, but he made a bunch of money betting on like long drive competitions until one day like the mafia got a hold of him and shoved a golf shoe up his ass. And Shooter's like, so
the golf shoe up the ass?
In the ass that's what makes people hit harder? No, it's this tendon that was busted.
Yeah, but tell me more about the golf shoe in the ass.
Yeah. And I like the fight in the graveyard with Happy and Shooter, because it almost mirrored the Bob Barker fight from the first movie. It was like it had a lot of the same.
Well, it actually
same moves.
Even showed Bob Barker's name on one of the gravestones and stuff, and I was like you said, that the nostalgia factor was very much real in this. So what do you think? Do you think that it was banked heavily on nostalgia? I mean, how old were you when this came out? Like,
I mean, Happy Gilmore came out when I was still in high school, maybe a junior in high school.
Yeah, so
it was an early Adam Sandler movie.
I was a little bit, younger than that by
like
a
Happy
few
Gilmore,
years. I think I was in.
What was the other one where he was like had to go back to school? Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Like this and Billy Madison were some of like the first like post Saturday Night Live Adam Sandler movies. So this was like way early in his career before he's in I don't know how many.
So you think middle schoolers and high schoolers have any appreciation for this film?
I think Adam Sandler is one of those like legendary stuff. So even people that probably wasn't born when Adam Sandler movies came out have someone has told them, dude, you got to watch Sandler. It's like, so it's one of those, you definitely had to see the first movie to like understand half of the references, because it was like hardcore nostalgic. But and also this one, there was a lot more actual golf. That's one thing too, is I think Happy, kind of like Cops and Super Troopers, like people like the new generation of like golfers grew up watching Happy Gilmore, so there was like a lot more participation by actual golfers in this movies, where it's like, if you know something about golf, I think there was more jokes that you got that you might not understand if you didn't have at least a base familiarization of golf. But it was still funny. Like I said, I probably didn't get... I got some of the jokes because, fuck, I hang out at a cigar shop. Everybody watches fucking golf at a cigar shop. I hate watching golf, but it's always on in a cigar shop. So I've picked up enough knowledge that I'm like, oh yeah, I know who these people are. Yeah. And so it's like, but yeah. Is it as good as the first one? I don't think so, but is it good? Yes.
I don't know. I gotta say, I was surprised. Like, this is one of the Sandler films that I'm like, yeah, I'd recommend this.
Yeah, because Sandler's got like some kind of deal with Netflix, where it's pretty much his serious movies are theatrical, but his like kind of weird comedy stuff, half of that has gone to Netflix recently. And like Happy Gilmore was another Netflix original Sandler movie, and it's like, oh yeah, even though it's a Netflix movie, this probably could have got a theatrical release. It's pretty damn funny, because he's done what, he was like Ridiculous Six and a couple other just like weird comedy movies for Netflix. But it's been a couple years since he's put one out, and because like I said, he's been doing all the like fucking Uncut Gems and the more serious Sandler movies.
So we did Happy Gilmore. Do you think we get another Waterboy?
Oh, if we're doing weird sequels, yeah, I'd like to see. It's like Waterboy is like playing in the NFL now, or well, by this time he's old enough. He's probably like a coach, and he's like, he's like fucking, a coach somewhere, and he's having to train the next Waterboy.
Because I don't know. I don't remember us talking about Happy Gilmore 2 or anything else like in new. Maybe we did. I just
might have been one of the episodes where you were out.
But I mean, as of right now, I don't think there's any. But I wonder if this, because Waterboy for me, I guess maybe because I was around football and stuff a bit more than I was golf. Like it resonated more with me, even though Happy Gilmore was just that. Like,
I like the foosball, and Jenny showed me her boobies. I like them too. Oh,
grandma tits.
Yeah, like if Adams has reached his age where he's going to do sequels to old movies, like fucking Tom Cruise doing Top Gun, and
you know what's sad is we're calling movies from the late '90s old now.
Technically, they are. I mean, it's like what, 25-ish years since.
I mean, it came out in '98, so
yeah. Back in the day, where like movies from the 70s were old movies. Now it's like, and then it was like 80s was nostalgia. Now we're getting 90s nostalgia. That's how we know we're fucking old. You turn on the oldies station, and it's like, I'm expecting Credence, and I'm hearing like, Backstreet Boys. I'm like, what the fuck?
At what point can I have my midlife crisis? When does that get to kick in?
50.
God.
I'm on the verge.
I got so far to go.
Fuck, I'm 46. I only got like 4 more years before I can have my midlife crisis. Oh. So what did you think of I guess the surprise highlight of this movie? And I've heard there's like, Adam Sandler said there is so many outtakes, or like, even though it's only maybe like a 5-10 minute scene with him and Eminem as the new jackass guy, he's like, dude, I could release a whole movie of just extra shit we shot, like improvising with like Eminem. It's like, there's like, we need the Eminem cut with like the long, of just all the weird shit that he, like,
Detroit what?
Yeah, ends up getting gated.
Oh, but that's one thing that I miss from the DVD / Blu-ray era. is all the behind the scenes, the
Yeah, back when you had physical media, I used to love all the deleted scenes and like the making ofs and shit
and then
like
even
that.
some of the director's commentaries, would be like, oh yeah, pause this. Let me tell you this fucked up thing that happened here that we could not, put in the film.
Yeah, kids today, it was like podcasting before podcasting. Back in the day, we used to get an audio commentary track on a DVD where you got to hear the director or the actors discuss the movie. I'm like, it was pretty much an early podcast. But I mean, a lot of times you give it a few weeks, they'll release like deleted scenes on like YouTube and shit. And like, but yeah, it's like having them actually on the release of the movie. It was always
but with AI,
fun.
how can you tell it's official now?
Yeah, it's like fucking AI's gotten too good. It's like, why is Yeti in this movie? It's
why are we podcasting? Why is dude? I've got an AI persona already. What are we even doing in a studio these days?
There is a AI version of Joe Rogan and actually, like, I think has pretty good numbers for a podcast, and they just like make a fake Joe Rogan experience. I think it's like the Joe Rogan AI experience or whatnot, and yeah, it's just an AI version of Joe Rogan doing a podcast. So yeah, maybe we retire. We just have AI do this shit from now on.
All right, Brad, you can't be here, so your AI is just gonna pave the way.
Yeah, I gotta figure out.
Be like, dude, your AI is so much more on topic and point than you are. What? How are you ever a co-host?
The AI has time to actually watch movies.
The AI doesn't even need to watch a movie. It just keyword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like, the only problem is your AI doesn't shut the fuck up. I can't get anything in.
It smokes about as much as you do. So as we're kind of getting into the last of it here, you think we get a third Happy Gilmore?
I don't know. I kind of felt like this wrapped up, but I mean, in this day and age, you just don't know.
Yeah,
like,
if something makes money,
I didn't look at budget numbers or anything else on this, but probably if I'm going by, usually when I like something, everybody else hates it. So
well, it's got a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's mostly positive. But it being a Netflix, I can't really give you because Netflix don't normally release, I guess, the numbers, so it's not like a
unless they're doing
thing.
Like some kind of like big like in the biggest, most epic budget ever released for the longest Netflix thing that nobody's ever heard about. We have this, and it's like, oh.
So do you have a favorite cameo in this movie?
I don't know. I think for me it was just because I grew up on M, and I've always fucking loved Eminem from the Slim Shady days up till now he's getting older, and it's like, fuck, that dude was fucking genius. Just Eminem's shit in this was great. But then too, like even like you said, the fucking heckler, like, jackass, like.
Oh, I gotta say, I did not know John Daly could act, but fucking John Daly's absolutely hilarious in this movie.
For doing a whole lot of
just
nothing.
Being John Daly.
It's like the uncle you never knew you wanted or needed, and
yeah, it's like I want to hang out with John Daly now. He looks fun as shit. Give the man some hand sanitizer, and oh yeah, I did like the one little joke when he goes to the club with all the former champions, and it's whatever, Nicholson. He's like, hey, can you give me a tea and a half tea, half lemonade? Sure, Honor Palmer? No, I'm actually Jack Nicholson, but I get that a lot. It's like, no, that's the name of the drink.
Oh, I forgot about Jack Nicholson, but yeah, that shit was pretty funny too.
And the actual like PGA announcers, when they went over to the to announce the Maxi golf tournament. They're like all dressed up in extreme shit. And it's like, and then the fucking what's his name joining them. But yeah, it's like we even have to maxi out our announcers. some nice suits they had though. I kind of was like, that's pretty crazy. I kind of want one of those suits.
Well, becomes a vagina. You two can have a maxi. I'm surprised that reference didn't get made in there somewhere, but
yeah, like
I think it was, sort of. But I think part of what made this great is, this reminded you of comedy where if you got references or you could draw, characteristics and things using your own sense of comedy, like I don't know. It reminded me of a happier time.
Yeah, back when comedy was actually funny. And as we wrap this up, wrapping up the Johnny Tobaconaught, tobacco nut, whatever. Kind of on the medium, not too strong, but it does have a lot of flavor. It's got some little spice, little cedary, some kind of earthy, and it also got a bit of a black pepper hit. I do like a peppery cigar. So, yeah, if you want something that's not super strong, but has enough flavor to keep you interested, check out the Room 101 Johnny Tobaconaught, which most of the Room 101 stuff I tend to like. They make a lot of whatever small batch, boutique-y stuff, but so far, like most of the Room 101 stuff I've tried, I've enjoyed. But that's all we got for you this week. We'll be right back with some science. And you've been watching the Cigar Nerds podcast. Check us out on cigarnerdpodcast.com and on the ESO Network, esonetwork.com. And don't forget, smoke them if you got them. Like, comment, and subscribe.